Hello and welcome to our course, How to Keep Your Golfers Happy and Keep Your Job. Or another way of looking at it is using VoC, or Voice of the Customer strategies, to improve and understand member experiences. And Voice of the Customer is a Six Sigma construct, which is extremely effective in understanding statistically, mathematically, scientifically exactly what the heck is going on with your members, what are they thinking and what are they feeling, and how are they reacting to various things that you do. So we're going to be stepping through that, and let's go through what we're going to be able to accomplish in this course, all right? When you're finished this course, you will learn the process of discovering the voice of the customer. Okay, in the process, it's not just like, oh, okay, Joe, we're just going to do some surveys. No, it's a whole lot more than that and a lot more in depth. And I think as we go through this, you're going to see how this level of sophistication can be really effective for you in understanding what's going on at your facility. Identify key golfer satisfaction drivers. In other words, what are those things that really drive satisfaction at your club? Okay, there's no one answer to all these things. Each club has its own little footprint, or what I call profile of desires. And these desires have to be understood and managed in a business-like way. And we're going to be talking a lot about that. But not only identifying what the key drivers are, but then measuring the strength of that satisfaction and dissatisfaction. So once we understand what are the things that drive satisfaction at my club, to what degree do they drive that satisfaction? And again, a lot of us have those basic understandings. Obviously, we're golf professionals. We have a pulse on our club and we understand what's going on. But do we really have the precision to understand what are the vagaries that are going on behind the scenes that we don't always know, and what is happening with those things? We also want to be able to discover our club's golfing clusters. In other words, what are the different sub-demographics within my club? In business, they call it target marketing, understanding that there are markets within a market. So understanding what are my club clusters. Is there a difference between our social members and our full members? Is there a difference between men and women, high handicap, low handicap, frequent, infrequent, etc.? And understanding what your club clusters are will help you be more precise in understanding your overall satisfaction. Just briefly, overall satisfaction is really a function of all of the sub-demographic satisfactions added together. And it's understanding what's happening and what's shifting within these sub-demographics that can be really powerful. And you're going to learn how to do that. We're also going to identify satisfaction and dissatisfaction trends before they happen. So in other words, as we measure these things over time, we can see how various things are shifting over time. And I believe that, in a lot of cases, we weren't ahead of this over the last 15 or 20 years in understanding what was shifting with our golfers and what their desires were, and hence has led to, a decline in our overall participation rates. We're going to talk about that in the next segment. And then finally, using the voice of the customer as a basis for strategic planning. In other words, once we've got all this information, just put it in a drawer and forget about it, we actually use that as a basis for driving our budgets and our strategic plans and our initiatives and our events as we move forward. So I think you'll find this to be an exciting time for you to really get more precise about what's going on with your particular facility. And so when we're finished, you're going to be able to move the conversation from the subjective to the objective. You go, what the heck does he mean by that? Well, in other words, rather than talking about, well, I think we should do this, or I think we should do that at our club, I think we should start this event, we need to change this policy. I call it high school student council. It's like, what are the prom colors going to be? Well, everybody's got an opinion. But once you have the data, once you have the information, you can start to say, well, we need to change the tee time system. Well, and you can say to a board member, well, sir, based on our, surveys, 97% of our members are happy with the way it is. So you can start to quote data and facts to back up your position rather than just exercise an opinion. And then finally, gain confidence in understanding your operation strengths and weaknesses as viewed by the member. Again, once you understand what your members want and need and to what degree, you're going to have a lot more confidence about your positions and what you're saying, and you can back it up with data. And you'll also be able to drive satisfaction through strategic planning. So again, once you've understood what's important to people, what is it that makes them happy, and you start to put those initiatives, you can actually move the needle. You can make changes in the overall satisfaction based on the initiatives that you develop, based on what people are telling you they want rather than what you think they want. And then gain job security by adding value to your organization. Once people and your bosses and owners or board of directors or whatever start to see that you're now managing your facility based on data-driven decisions, it's going to really increase your stature. Remember, many of these people, they come from the land of business. They come from a land of numbers and statistics and data. And when they see that you're starting to adopt these very same strategies and integrating them into your facility, it's going to be a real feather in your cap. So, final thoughts. The world is becoming data-driven. I'm sure we've all noticed that. Everybody wants you to like this and give an opinion on that and write a comment and answer a survey, and it goes on ad nauseum. Well, why do they want to do this? These are big companies, Google, Amazon, all of these companies trying to gather data, because it's important, because it's what drives their organizations. And we've been, as an industry, a little behind the curve. Not that we're not member-driven or customer-driven. Of course we are. But do we do it with the precision that's required to really deliver a high professional quality product and experience to our customers? And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about how the industry has shifted over time and how perhaps we haven't kept up as good as we could, and how we can use some of these new and modern techniques, voice of the customer, to really improve our outcomes. So hang on, stay with us, and we'll pick this up in the next segment.